what's the matter? The TV broken. It's Nick DiPaolo and Artie Lang. The Nick and Artie Show.
Uh-oh. Look out. Here it goes.
Good evening, America. It's the Nick and Artie Show.
America?
Okay, part of Texas and Albany. And a little bit of Florida.
Hello, Medford, Oregon.
It's Nick DiPaolo to my right, the guy that needs no introduction at all, but let's give him one anyways. Got to be right on top of that, Steve. Wow. Did you not know it was coming? We've done it 3 nights in a row. Okay.
His charm is so
Jesus,
contagious, vaccines have been created for it. Years ago, he built a city out of blocks. Today, over 600,000 people live and work there. He is the only man to ever ace a Rorschach test. Every time he goes for a swim, dolphins appear. Alien abductors have asked him to probe them. If he were to give you directions, you'd never get lost, and you'd arrive at least 5 minutes early. His legend precedes him, the way lightning precedes thunder. He is the most interesting man in the world.
He is Artie Lang. Hello, Artie.
Well, that was seamless. That was like watching a 6-4-3 double play.
Jesus, honest to God, huh? With a one-arm shortstop.
There's our squirrel mascot.
We caught our board operator off guard because, it's been almost 18 hours since we ran that piece.
Hey, the kid got me a turkey sub.
I don't
like
give
him.
a crap.
I like him.
Next time he's paying for it. Oh, wait a minute. He did pay for it, didn't he?
No, I paid for it.
No, that's right. You did. By the way, update. Middle of the 10th, Texas 3, Tigers 3. Bottom of the 5th, St. Louis 4, Milwaukee 3. At least that's when the note was handed to me. That's what the innings were. Could be an hour ago. I don't know.
God, I'm trying to care.
Still. Well, at least my team's still in the news.
Yeah, your team sounds like fun.
Doesn't it? Well, Theo Epstein, is it official or not? You read these articles and they say it's a done deal, and then you get to the last paragraph, but they don't know for certain. They always throw that in at the... But according to sources, yeah, and I love that term too. Who's that? A fat drunk guy from Chicago listening to his radio?
I'd listen to him.
If you're listening to us, Major League Baseball expressed great concern over the compensation package, that they offered Epstein.
So
Cubs.
what is it?
It's like 4 years for $15 to $20 million.
Red Sox Nation getting screwed.
And they don't want this, Major League Baseball is concerned, they don't want this to become a habit forming, how other teams compete for front office personnel.
Yeah.
But we're not even getting any players. But then again, would we want any players in the Cubs organization?
Sure.
Yeah, they won their last pennant in 26 AD.
You're getting Ernie Banks.
Yeah, Ernie Banks' niece.
Ron Santo and Ernie Banks.
So, and he's going to have a higher title than he did with the Red Sox. He's going to be super general manager.
That was nice of you to do that right after Coming Out Day.
Which was on your birthday, by the way.
Yeah, Coming Out Day is on my birthday.
We'll get to that in a few segments.
And I don't care because I love everyone.
Come on, Artie. It's not what you said during the break. You know you're a bigger homophobe than I am.
I got a little mad at the cleaning lady.
Yeah, you did. And was that a lady? Ankles. She had feet on her like Lou Groza. There's a reference from the early 50s, folks. Look it up. Google it if you want to enjoy the show. Epstein likely will be restricted in agreement between teams from bringing any Boston employees with him without approval from the Sox. Ooh, that's like sanctions against Iran. That's really stiff, huh?
Yeah.
Boy. So, yeah. He's going to be replacing, Epstein's replacing Jim Hendry. Hey, Hendry, you didn't do a good job at it. Hey, Hendry, you got pinched.
What kind of people are they, Hendry?
Hendry, what kind of people are they?
I do a lot of favors for you, Hendry.
Yeah, you do some for us.
What's the matter? You can't come and general manage the Cubs? I do a lot of... It could be a big score for you.
Hendry,
Yeah.
So, Epstein, and again, folks, I'm just telling you, Red Sox Nation.
Red Sox Nation.
Why do you laugh at that? It's no sillier
Like
than you
it's like
guys
you're making
and your-
State of the
and your
Union address.
Dumb Yes Network and replaying the Core 4 and please. And the Yankees win. Oh, Yankees win.
Well,
Come on. It's a spring training game, John Stewart.
Here's our new general manager who left the
Come
Red
on, you're
Sox
jumping the gun.
Nation.
We'll get...
Theo Steinberg. Theo, our new general manager, Leo Barnardberg.
If he's not Jewish, I'm a Chinaman.
Yeah, this guy, what's he do?
What's he do?
Yeah, so I listen, again, as a Yankee fan, I'm glad he's out of Boston. I think the guy knows what he's doing. And I think the Cub Nation, if there's one, should be happy.
Cub Nation. That's like Cub County.
Yeah.
Please. Oh, but Jim Bowden, right?
Right. Who's he?
He was big. Come on, famous book. Very, very. Are you messing with my buttons? Something was cutting out. But he said if Epstein thinks his job is going to be like the Red Sox job, he's in for a rude awakening. I don't know
what does that mean?
I don't know.
They don't plan on winning anything?
Well, their budget's like $1,100.
Yeah.
A can of Michelob Light. And so I it's not going to be the cushy. I don't know. It's going to be a. But he must
Well,
really.
it wasn't a cushy job in Boston. There's still pressure.
No,
if you got,
no, I know exactly.
Yeah, it's like when you handle that much cash, it's pressure. But
I don't know what he meant by that.
But the Red Sox are. There's a lot of nutty stuff going on with them, man.
Well, we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like I said, it took them 86 years to build this up and get it to where they want it, and they tear it down in 3 weeks.
Right.
It's really, I mean, Jesus. Who else? They're going after a hot dog vendor who had a good year last year.
Yeah,
Sending him to.
Listen, they're going to the Cubs. I think both Epstein and Terry Francona, and they're going to.
You really think Francona's going?
I think so too. I think that's going to follow. Absolutely.
I don't know.
Rado. They go to the Cubs. We found another clip of Harry Caray.
We did. We played him last night, and what's this one involved?
This one supposedly, like, he's. Again, there's a rumor that he did some drinking during the games while he was announcing for the Cubs, and these kind of sound like those rumors are true. Some guy asked him if he took his hairpiece off the night before during sex, and this happened during the game. This clip.
Who asked who that?
I don't know. Someone asked Harry Caray if he takes his hairpiece off during the game.
I thought he was asking Ron Santo.
No, I think Ron's. Is
right?
that what happened? Yeah. It involves a hairpiece and sex.
And Harry Caray.
And you can't really understand it.
And a guy with welder's glasses and a drinking problem.
This is during a game.
Go ahead.
Tommy, I'm going to take the dare. I got to ask you, Ron, when you go to bed at night with your lovely wife, do you wear your tooth?
I wear a hat, Harry. I take that off and I put a hat on.
This is during a game.
Well, let's see who's batting, Harry. Here's a fastball and there's a strike.
Yes, there's batting. I gotta take the dare. I gotta do it. Ron, who are the Cubs playing? What inning is it?
Why can't we? And that's the way it should be in a booth. This is the way we're taking all this way too serious. I mean, I like Joe Buck and Tim McCarver, but you listen to them, you sound like that they were doing play-by-play for open heart surgery on a 9-year-old woman.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have a few pops. It's a baseball game, and you know the worst was Joe Morgan and John Miller. On Sunday night, they would talk about anything but what was going on the field, and it was dry conversation. It wasn't
right. The old drunks who used to get people's names wrong. That's why I wish Harry Caray was still alive, because he would be like, apparently the Cubs have signed Teddy Bernberg. Theo Goldsmith Bergstein. It's apparently a Cub. Who is he? What does he do?
Yeah.
Do you wear your hair during sex? I gotta take the dare. I gotta take it.
That's the way it should be. I know. You want to be entertained. Then people would tune in.
Oh, and I think they're doing it on radio too. So I think he was the radio announcer. So like
it's even really more important.
Just have
now
no
you have no idea.
No idea what's going on. He said, "Who's up?" Shouldn't he know that?
That's something I'd ask you if you and I were watching a game. About 10 beers into a case. Hey, I just came back from the men's room. Artie, what's going on?
Who's up? What am I wearing? Do I have any clothes on? I gotta take the dare. Hey, Ron, do you have your hair on during sex?
What? Did he have a bad wig? Did he have a bad wig, Ron Santo?
I guess so. I don't know. First of all, was he outing the fact that Ron Santo wore a wig?
Sounded like public knowledge the way he brought it up.
I noticed you dyed your hair, Nick.
Yeah.
We had a photo shoot tonight.
Now, great. Everybody in Big Plains, Texas knows.
Yeah. We had a photo shoot tonight, and Nick dyed his hair. It's a little darker.
It looks good, though. I've done it professionally. I used to do it out of the box. It was so dark, I looked like Roy Orbison. That was a picture on the box. It was Roy Orbison crying, looking into a mirror. But
I'm dyeing the hair on my back right now because I'm starting to look old.
Yeah, you look good, Artie, for
Thank you.
What you've been through. I'd like to see a headshot of your liver, though. That's look like Thurston Howell's ass. Anyways,
I got to take the dare. Did you dye your hair, Nick?
Jeez, I got it from Howard. Now I'm getting it from you. Hey, it's the Nick and Artie Show. We're going to talk more about the fall of the Red Sox that, they're ripping my heart out with all this off-season garbage. 800-546-7663. Straight ahead, kids. Straight ahead.
These guys
Now back to two guys who know so little about sports, they think breaking balls is something only wives are allowed to do.
Welcome back. It's the Nick and Artie Show. 800-546-7663. Just got done talking about Epstein going to the Cubs. And
that's right.
The biggest story, did you read the details in the Boston Globe? It's like an 8-page spread. It's like a soap opera. What's going on?
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Well, as a Red Sox fan, I like the headline, Fall of the Red Sox, because it mentions the Red Sox in the fall in the same sentence.
Excuse me, it says collapse.
Oh, collapse. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Collapse?
Like Don Zimmer being thrown to the ground.
Oh, that! Yeah. And watching Jeter laugh it up with the Red Sox third base coach.
But Artie, did you read this? I mean, this is behavior fitting.
I don't get up till 5.
This is fitting behavior. That you and I would. Beckett, Lester, and Lackey in a time of crisis was seen like drinking beer, eating fried chicken, and playing video games in the clubhouse during games. While the teammates try to salvage a promising season.
Well, I mean, the guy's got to eat, I mean, it's. I don't find anything wrong with that.
Again, you're right, though. Look, I sort of an angle on that. It is kind of blown out of proportion. When you think about, like, the Oakland A's of the 70s.
Yeah.
Who won 3 championships in a row, literally would be fist fighting, just hated each other.
What about the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1979? They were like they were supplying Coke to North America, supposedly.
Yeah, it's a National League. We don't care about that.
But I think a couple of them might have been Coke dealers while they were on the team.
Well, you would know.
I'm just not in 1979. That's back when I was just smoking Newports.
That's right.
Before a Little League game.
This article is based on a series of interviews the Boston Globe conducted with individual. I love again. This is so vague. This is what makes me crazy about the media. Individuals familiar with the Sox operation at all levels. So what? The ball girl overheard somebody saying something.
Maybe. Maybe.
But Francona, poor Terry Francona, who I love, and I'm still shocked he's gone. He was having marital problems with his wife of 30 years. he was living in a hotel. Oh,
No, I'm just saying, you know, it's like...
he's living in a hotel. You can't manage from a hotel. How about and this is when I knew there was problems. He's staying in a hotel. They got him at a Quality Inn.
Right.
No.
Sounds like one of our gigs.
I know. But look, Francona, so he's having marital problems, living in a hotel. Not only that, he's taking pain medication because he had to have his knees drained every couple weeks.
So he was a guy.
He didn't stand his knees long enough to keep the job. But listen,
he was a guy.
That gets a moan, Steve. You cackle at everything that gets a moan. That was get into the mic and laugh at that. That was beautiful. I'm kidding. Relax. But
Steve having a rough
I'm
night.
beating on the. Well, he's howling at the most mediocre stuff was said, and there's a doozy, and he looks at me. Put that hood over your head. You're driving me nuts.
I think.
But somebody's trying to say it affected his managing.
Well, listen.
Artie, how does Vicodin affect the manager?
I know a little bit about doing drugs in hotel rooms. And it can affect the rest of your life. It can. You could end up in a psych ward.
But I didn't see him like trying to wave somebody in. You know, somebody trying to score from first.
Well, you never know what happens. Like drugs, they do a lot of weird stuff to you. You know, I mean,
didn't hurt Elvis.
The guy who died on the toilet at 42.
That's how I'm gonna go. If I don't get off the road. That's
really?
how I always.
That's how you
want
to go.
No, that's how I always saw myself. Is they're going to find me, like, at a Red Roof Inn in Livonia, Michigan, laying on the bathroom floor with a residual check from Suddenly Susan on my chest for 8 cents. That's my worst nightmare.
But my death has been reported in the news several times.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. Well, it's not, let's be honest. We went through your cabinets. We wouldn't find balance bars.
Yeah. Well, now you would. Now you would, sure.
That's right, actually.
And a lot of teeth whitening stuff.
And eye whitening. But let's get back to listen. This is some more stuff that went on behind the scenes while the Sox are collapsing. Near the end of the season, the Red Sox, as Hurricane Irene barreled towards Boston in late August, management proposed moving up the Sunday finale of the weekend series against Oakland so the teams could play a day-night doubleheader either Friday or Saturday. That way, if it was raining out on Sunday, they wouldn't have to fly across country to play a meaningless game.
Seems logical to me.
Yeah, but the players angrily protested. They returned early that Friday from Texas after a demanding stretch where they played 14 of 17 games on the road, and they were pissed about this. And they started to say that the ownership was more intent on making money than actually winning, and that was the first rumblings. So they got really, I guess, they were whining about it a lot to the point where, the owners responded. John Henry, the owner, bought all the players, all of them, $300 headphones, and invited them on a players-only night on his yacht.
Really?
Yeah. After they returned from the road trip.
Sounds like the guy's losing a lot of money.
No, exactly.
It's on his yacht.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I'm losing money, so come on my yacht.
And that's what you do if you're a
jerk.
If you do, that's what you do if you're a billionaire. And your kids are whining to shut him up. And,
right.
You know what I'm saying? He's treating them. But how spoiled? And again, it's our generation, man.
Yeah.
I say that they're younger than us, but I'm surprised. Here's another thing. Beckett and Lester and Lackey and a few of the other players wouldn't show up for these workouts, these strength and conditioning, sessions. And somebody said it's hard for a guy, the conditioning coach making $80,000 a year to tell somebody who's making $50 million a year he has to get off his ass and do some work.
Yeah, well, I don't think those workouts are necessary because I'm watching the Tiger game and Valverde looks like he hasn't done a calisthenic since the late 70s, and he's like the best player in the game right now.
I know.
Valverde's my favorite.
He's like 7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
The pitching coaches came out to the mound and talked to him, and they brought a guy from the INS. So,
right. Uh-oh.
But, when they needed him in September, Lackey, Lester, and Beckett, they were combined 2-7 with a 6.45 earned run average.
Yeah, have another chicken wing, guys.
Exactly.
Listen, as a Red Sox fan, I would be furious. As a Yankee fan, I find it hilarious.
I would, no. Again, if I was in my 20s, I'd be furious and stuff. But now you get older, you put life in perspective. I mean, we got Iran trying to blow up a restaurant in D.C. That kind of puts things in perspective. But
oh, come on.
But
Terry Francona in a hotel taking painkillers compared to Iran blowing something up.
You never,
go to Charlestown and say that.
But Francona had a good point. With all this whining going on and all this stuff with the media, he goes, you never heard any of these complaints when we were going 80-41 from April to August because there was nothing there. He's saying a lot of this is baloney. Well, the pills weren't a problem. His marital problems didn't affect his coaching.
Well,
so he makes a good point.
The traveling thing, how come it didn't affect the 1927 Yankees to have to take a train to St. Louis and the guy rooming with Babe Ruth, who probably had the runs at the time? He was able to get up and go 3 for 4. I mean, these guys make you sick.
But that's back when a ball bounced off a fence, it was counted as a home run.
So, still got to hit it.
By the way, the Rangers are up 7-3, bottom of the 11th. What happened? Did somebody busted it wide open? I should ask Artie. What happened?
I think Valverde's stomach got in the way of his arm. I don't know. So now there's a guy. Now the other quick Miguel Cabrera, another slim guy, is up for the Tigers. The Tigers are a bunch of fat guys. I like them. That's why I like the Brewers.
Well, Mickey Loge was the first fat guy I remember, and he was a Tiger. So there's all other. You want to hear more of this since you're a Yankees fan?
I mean, listen, I find it kind of amusing that Terry Francona was in a hotel. Joe Girardi was at home, by the way, the entire time.
Yeah.
All of September.
Joe Girardi's still trying to put together a pitching staff.
Yeah.
They also, like Veritek, they said, he's a captain. He never actively exerted his leadership down the stretch. He was saddled with injuries. Yeah, because he's in his late hundreds.
Yeah, Veritek's been around.
Hitting 11 years ago.
Veritek's been around forever.
And David Ortiz, committed disrespectful
murder
act by suggesting Francona was hurting the team by failing to insert reliever Alfredo Aceves in the starting rotation.
Oh my God!
And then Euclid, who had an injury-marred year, right? So, but his tempo was getting shorter, and he also factored in a divisive Clubhouse issue as the only player last year who publicly criticized Jacoby Ellsbury, which alienated Ellsbury this year. The only guy that Ellsbury apparently talked to was his best friend, Jed Lowry. So, holy moly, it's like the Housewives of Fenway Park.
Yeah.
I mean...
It really is a funny story.
It's not, Artie. There's nothing funny about it, damn it. I really don't...
When are the Patriots going to start going through these problems? That's what I want to know. When's Belichick going to move to a hotel and start taking painkillers?
But here's the thing about sports. Who's to say? Next year they could bring in a no-name GM, get some third base coach from whoever to be the manager. And it's all about performance on the field, right? If Euclid gets healthy, they still have a ton of talent, and they don't order family buckets of chicken wings. Who says again?
So this is your prediction. This is what's making you feel good. You sound like a Red Sox fan who's been rationalizing his whole life. There's a chance an unknown third base coach might come in.
But you're talking to me like it was.
Who knows? An unknown GM might come in.
You're talking to me like I'm a Red Sox fan in 2003. We got 2 world championships in the last 8 years.
Well, the Yankees have 2 world championships in the last decade too.
You got the most money in the world.
Stop it!
Look, hold on.
The Red Sox are broke.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. You sound like when we have racial discussions, and they always go, "Oh, poor white guy."
When we have racial
not
discussions.
You and me, people in general. Okay. Listen, you got a Hall of Famer at every position. Do you understand?
Yeah, and they're doing great.
You do, though. I know. So
right now, our biggest Hall of Famers golfing in
Miami.
Miami.
So why are you busting our chops? We don't have the $200 million payroll you do. Anyways,
we
got a lot more to cover. We got a funny sound clip that I haven't heard yet from A.J. Brzezinski. Johnny Damon, he popped off about Papelbon actually defending Jonathan Papelbon, who's drinking away his pain in Louisiana.
I just hope Francona has a good prescription plan because I don't want him spending a lot of money on that stuff.
Anyways, we'll get to all that. 800-546-7663. It's the Nick and Artie Show.
Now, back to two guys who believe the only time you should balk is right before you order a $45 block of porn in your hotel room.
Welcome back. I'm Nick DiPaolo.
I'm Artie. That $45 block of porn. Boy,
That's Artie Lang.
That's like a...
I think it is.
It's a lot
around
for
that.
28 seconds.
Exactly. You gotta. Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's. I bring one of those big things, those plastic sheets like you see at a Gallagher concert. I put it right over the TV and the flat screen, and I'm like Tom Carvel decorating cakes. Listen, there's no need of that talk, Nick. This is a sports show. No, it's not. It's whatever we want it to be. Let's take some calls of people who actually know stuff about sports, huh? What do you say we go to Carlos in Boston, talk about the Sox? Carlos, hola.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
¿Qué pasa?
Big fan. I've been listening to you guys since back in '88. I want to talk about the Sox.
What, did you live next door to us?
88.
Yeah,
I like this guy.
Actually, I'm down here in the Beantown, and you know what? A big fan of Francona. I was sad to see him go.
Me too.
You always heard that he was a player's manager, and now they're crowing for somebody to come in here and be a disciplinarian. And a name that I hear is Bobby Valentine. You know, and who would be better to fit in than a guy that gets kicked out of a game and then shows up with a fake mustache in the dugout to be the disciplinarian here.
Yeah, I would like to see somebody like that, but like I was listening to some other sports radio here in New York, and they were saying that no way that's going to happen. He wouldn't be a good fit because he gets a little hot under the collar too.
Yeah, but so did Earl Weaver and Billy Martin.
I love him.
I mean,
I agree.
I think Bobby Valentine is...
I'm just saying Mike Francesa knows more about it than me.
Dog, I'm telling you, it's going to be Bobby Valentine. Or as Nick predicted, an unknown third base coach.
That's what I don't want, you know? I'd rather have him dig up Earl Weaver and stand him up like Weekend at Bernie's.
Maybe Lil Kim, who used to be over there at the third base.
Well, there you go.
Oh, I'd watch.
Go.
Yeah, that's right, Lil Kim. That's what we used to call him. They had an Asian guy that was a third base coach named Kim, and he was like 5'1", and I used to sit 3 rows behind third and get drunk and just call him Lil Kim all night.
Hey, Carlos, thank you for the call, buddy, and say hello to my friends at Beantown, my hometown.
You have friends there?
It's true. I moved out in '89. Yeah. My parents, they kind of like me.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's go to, what do you say we go to Mike in Lindenhurst, New York. Mike, welcome to the Nick and Artie Show.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hey, I heard they just rolled the top out in the game. Valverde's water broke between second and third.
Hey.
Nice.
Nice, right?
Beautiful. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you. Hey, I enjoy listening to you. I told you, screener, I wrote a quick rap song for you guys. Can I spit some rhymes for you? It's 2 verses.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, you ready? I'm driving in the LA. Bear with me, man. Hey, all right, yo, we got 2 Goombas. They know their sports, even though they can't fit in their gym shorts. One is from Boston. One used to party. Give it up, y'all, for Rick and Artie.
What did I tell you when I read that?
I love that guy.
Thanks, Mike.
Love you guys.
You're the best. I don't think it's the same guy. Is it? I think a few people.
It's a guy who actually thinks your name is Rick.
It's an uncle of mine.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
Maybe he thinks I'm hosting the show with Rick Burleson.
Let's go to Johnny the Greek. He's got a bad question. Johnny, welcome to the show.
I knew that would happen. What's going on, boys?
What's happening?
Love the show. You got love coming from Korea, South Korea right now. I'm just curious as to like, you know, sorry, I got to amend this. As 1.5 Italians, you guys got some kind of roots to the ethnic community. How come neither of you ever got into soccer growing up? Because I'm first-generation Greek-Canadian. And
I'll tell you why. We're both heterosexual.
So we grew up with a lot of kids that were, you know, they looked like, you know, their parents were off the boat, and, you know, they loved the sport. Any chance that this might ever take off in United States the way it has around the world? I mean, what's missing in the sport other than hits?
It won't for a million reasons. First of all, it's for 12-year-old girls and for gay guys from France. Secondly, the field is 750 miles long, and there's 9 people on it. There's a goal scored once every 3 weeks. And there's no violence unless you kill the ref in Brazil. And it's too politically correct. It's, it's just...
I don't know. I mean, we're Italian, but it's not like, I'm like 5th generation. I grew up in Jersey. I don't know anything about Italy. I grew up with football. Nowadays, soccer's big with little kids because, parents are afraid to have their kids play football, so they let them play soccer, which really aggravates the hell out of me. Like, it's like these poor little kids who have to wear those bike helmets that look so goofy. Yeah. If I have a kid, he's not wearing one of those bike helmets. I want my kid to look cool. I don't care if he splits his head open. He's smoking a Marlboro Red and driving a bike without a helmet.
Johnny, thanks for the call. A great guy from Caray calling. I mean, that happened twice this week. Very odd. Just kidding. But it's so PC. In some towns they don't keep score in youth soccer. They're afraid if the kid loses a soccer game, it's going to hurt their self-esteem. Losing a soccer game is not going to hurt a little girl's self-esteem. Having a drunk uncle kiss her at a cookout, that's going to screw up her self-esteem. I'm supposed to believe Tammy became a stripper because she missed a penalty kick in high school.
Right.
No, she became a stripper because she saw her uncle try to open a jar of pickles with his ass cheeks. That's why she's working at the Gold Club. And I didn't mean Tammy, our person in L.A. That was just a name I
saw my uncle do that, and I didn't become a stripper. So looks like I'm strong-willed.
You went a different route.
Yeah. I killed that pain.
We got to take a break, but I want to hear this clip from A.J. Brzezinski. He actually said that the White Sox do similar things in their locker room that the Red Sox are doing.
Losing?
The music. Bring it back up. What? So we're going to hear from him. Johnny Damon also defending his old teammate Jonathan Papelbon, and we're gonna also listen to a rugby guy coming out of the closet.
Oh, yesterday was come out day.
Yeah. So apparently, what day isn't in this country anymore? That's my question. Nick and Artie, stay with us.
Back to two guys who think the movie Moneyball is about the New York State Lottery. Nick DiPaolo and Artie Lang.
I was talking to a person who was like about 23 years old recently, and they heard that song, and they said there's a band out there that stole Vanilla Ice's song.
Can you imagine?
I wanted to punch them in the face.
What stopped you?
It was a broad.
A broad. That's my favorite word. What? When I hear somebody say broad, I think of you.
Yeah, well.
Did you say broad? You
that's good.
No.
Einstein has E equals MC squared. Man.
Broad.
It's a broad.
And that's not derogatory, by the way. I've talked to, like, feminists. You know, I have a lot of feminist friends.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Constantly.
No, but that's like a term of strength. They don't mind that one. My mother says it's disrespectful. You know, on Thanksgiving, I'm like, hey, broad.
Yeah, I know.
Pass the rolls.
I know.
Dumb broad.
I know a lot of chicks who, dumb broad, I think they get offended
Oh,
by
is it the dumb that's throwing them off?
Yeah.
But you
smart broad is...
Smart broad. She's a smart broad. She's a strong broad.
She's one of them smart broads.
Yeah, you know, from Four Corners.
Jew broad fights Draculas.
You have to tell that. You can't just say that out of context. Ken Cole will be calling.
That's someone in my family describing. Well, it was actually my friend's uncle.
Your friend's uncle.
My friend's uncle, at the end of his life, used to. And this was a guy with like a 6th grade education. Right. He did nothing but watch TV.
Right.
And his favorite show was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And one day I said to him, hey, what's this show about? Trying to make small talk? And he said with a straight face, he goes, it's a Jew broad fights Draculas. Which means,
Aaron, relax. This isn't ESPN. He's getting all nervous over there.
Which means the guy had to like watch the end of the show and see Sarah Michelle Gellar and see the name and figure she might be Jewish. They're like, you got to do research.
Jeez. 6th grade education, and he put that together like that.
And instead of vampires, it's Draculas.
Plural. Dracula's plural.
It's a Jew broad fights Draculas.
Jeez. Unbelievable. Norman Lear would pay $1 zillion for that line.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the 70s. 800-546-7663. Did he drink, that guy?
I think he had a couple every once in a while.
Apparently, the Sox aren't the only ones who like to hit the sauce during the game in the club. We got a clip, I think, one of the A.J. Brzezinski, right? White Sox? He's got an opinion.
Well, you heard about the Red Sox.
Well, no, I did not.
Drinking beer, eating fried chicken, and playing video games?
Well, I mean, that you know what? The eating part doesn't surprise me. The video game part doesn't really surprise me. The drinking part, I'm not going to say that I've never had a...
Have you had a beer during a game?
A beer during a game? Yes, absolutely I have before. Sometimes you're just really struggling, and you just say, hey, you know what, I need something to calm me down, and let's have a beer. And a couple of us will do it together, and sometimes it works out. I mean, it just... Because sometimes you just need a rally beer. And if you're in extra innings, you're in about the 15th inning, and you really need to get going again, that sometimes works for you.
Is it like a Guinness, or is it a light beer?
No, it's not a full beer. You just take a sip of a beer just to try to get you, take the edge off a little bit.
Ever done a shot?
All right, it's enough. What are we doing? Promoting another show? Okay.
There's no need to get mad at Steve for that.
I'm not getting mad at him. I just told him to shut it off.
Yeah.
This is my expression. I'm sorry. I'm not mad at him.
You're an artist.
Exactly. You should know that.
I know you're an artist.
Come on. But to take the edge off, that's hilarious. So let's say it's bottom of the ninth. It's a 1-run game.
Right.
And you're coming up to bat with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
What do you know? When you bend down to take the donut off the bat, what do you have, like a shooter wild turkey in your sock?
You take the edge. You take off your belt and you tie off. And load up a needle on the on-deck circle.
Yeah, that third base coach, he thought that was a steal signal. He's actually looking for a vein.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is being honest, man, especially with, like kids and role model stuff today. To take the edge off, you have a sip of beer.
During the game.
First of all, these are men. A sip of beer takes the edge off? I need a hamper full of whiskey to take the edge off.
A hamper. A couple of crazy straws. But at least the Red Sox pitchers weren't in the game,
Yeah.
But Brzezinski's he a catcher?
I can't.
We're in a radio sports radio, so nobody knows. We're all looking at each other.
Quite frankly, that's the first time I've ever heard of A.J. Brzezinski, that clip.
No.
But
he's a fun-loving guy.
No, and if you're a catcher, I think the norm should be drinking. You know what I mean? I mean, why not?
Who's got more aches and pains? By the way, St. Louis 4, Milwaukee 3, bottom of 7. And yeah.
Sorry,
there's breaking news from Aaron, our producer. Go ahead.
So I don't mean to pour salt in your wounds, but it
now
appears,
what?
It appears
no
that Big Papi is considering relocating to the Big Apple. He tells he tells Colleen Dominguez of ESPN, "There's too much drama, man." Ortiz told Dominguez in reference to the Red Sox.
Go.
There's too much drama. I've been thinking about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
If I want to be a part of this drama next year.
Oh, you don't? Go. Should have went a couple years ago. He's at the heart of it. Trust me.
How's this sound?
Yeah. What? Don't Go ahead.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen.
A guy who won't run a ball out.
Now batting DH for the Yankees. Number 4.
That guy's dead.
David Ortiz.
That's
DH.
Fine. Go. The fact
we want him.
Take him. Take him. Go. I sound like Olivia Soprano. Go! Get the knife out of the ham and stick it in my chest.
Poppy, first of all, don't say Poppy around because it's a trigger. Secondly, I would have the best home run call for Ortiz if I was the announcer for the Red Sox.
Let me hear.
You know the scene in The Godfather where Fredo screws up and Brando
I haven't
gets
seen
killed?
that movie. It's about an Italian family gets in trouble.
Fredo screws up and Brando gets shot, and he just goes, Papa! Every time Ortiz hits a home run, I would just go, Poppy! He goes, Papa! 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 Aspetta, Fredo.
The fact that he said that he made that public, go. take it and go get a nice basement apartment in Washington Heights, hang out with your homies.
Oh, come
okay?
on. Stop it.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
He's not going to have another good year again, please.
If
the
he
fact
comes...
that he said that in public, repeat it again, please. I know he only running
a
designated hard break.
Designated hitter.
There's too much drama here, man. Ortiz told Dominguez in reference to the Red Sox. There's too much drama.
Yeah, not enough base running, you chubby.
I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been thinking about a lot of things. I
Time
don't
cue,
know.
Aaron.
I want to be a part
Aaron,
of this drama
time cue.
next year.
How much time we got?
30 seconds.
Really? Take it and go, Poppy. You said it in public. Go.
Ortiz and pinstripes.
He was hugging Yankees fans in a commercial this year. Maybe you want to throw up blood. We got a hard break. Everybody's giving me hand signals here. It's a Nick and Artie show. Stay tuned for more drama.
And now, live from America's Man Cave.
It's a cool, realistic world.
It's the Nick and Artie show.
Look out. Here it goes.
Woo! Yeah, baby. Welcome back to the Nick and Artie show. Nick DiPaolo looking at a grinning Artie Lang.
That's right. I just took the edge off like A.J. Brzezinski.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, you have a Sprite Zero?
I had a sip of Smart Water because it has a lot of electrolytes. That's the advice I'm getting lately from every idiot in my life. You need more electrolytes. Yeah, that'll fix 44 years of nothing.
We talked a whole hour about baseball and about my Red Sox collapsing like a 9-year-old lady on a hot day in Chicago on the sidewalk.
And the fact that Ortiz will be in pinstripes. Pinstripes, by the way, very thinning. He'll look good in the uniform.
Yeah, put him behind bars.
What'll the total weight be of the Yankees? Between him and Sabathia, forget the salary.
Let's change the subject. Let's talk pro football. Let's go to somebody who knows something about it. Guy was a big personality up here. Now he's a huge radio personality in Miami. The always entertaining Sid Rosenberg. Sid, welcome to the show.
So, guys, a guy walks into a bar, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, make it three guys. I mean, this is really your realm of work, Artie and Nick. But I'm going to give it a shot, okay? An illegal alien, a communist, and a socialist walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "What would you like, Mr. President?"
Nick,
I jumped on your punchline. I'm sorry, Sid.
Nick figured out the joke.
Nothing changed, Artie. Thank you.
That was me.
I thought you were talking about the Tigers pitching staff. Sid, hey Sid, buddy, how you doing, my old friend? What's up, man?
I'm doing great. I'm thrilled to death, Artie. Well, let me take that back. Actually, I'm thrilled that you're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you too, Nick. Hey, listen, I was on with you, Nick, not that long ago, and you were working at 102.7 WNEW FM, where I started my New York career until Opie and Anthony woke up one day and decided they hated me.
No. Okay. I think I had you on when I was filling in. No, was it Tony Bruno? I don't know. Maybe Dan Patrick. Sid, but let's get to the important NFL business. The old suck for luck. Apparently everybody, Andrew Luck, convinced he's going to be the number one draft choice, the quarterback out of Stanford. Nobody needs a quarterback more than the Dolphins. Would you agree? What's going on? Who's the quarterback right now for the...
It's been a disaster, guys, for the Dolphins since Dan Marino. They've been trying to find that guy, that next great quarterback. We've been to 100 guys down here. But you have to understand, I'm a Giant fan like Artie. I went through years. Now it's good with Eli, and Caray got it to the Super Bowl in 2000. But, there were years back in the late 1990s where it was Dave Brown, Danny Cannell, and Kent Graham. Before Phil Simms, there were years of Randy Dean, Jerry Goldstein, and Joe Pisarcik. So when I hear Dolphins fans bitch about their quarterback, I'm like, guys, be patient. The next Phil Simms, the next Eli Manning, the next Dan Marino is right around the corner. So I can't imagine, guys, rooting for my team to lose, and it's gotten so bad down here. This fan base has gotten so apathetic. They're not angry. They're not enthusiastic. They don't care. They literally want the football team to lose every game that gives them the best chance of getting Andrew Luck.
Well, that just might happen.
I think they should do it. Why not?
I don't know, man. I mean, come on. Seriously, these guys are still proud guys. They're making millions. Look, the team sucks. Don't get me wrong. I mean, man for man, they do suck in a big way. But I think they have enough talent, just enough talent, to eke out 2 or 3 victories. And God forbid, guys, they do that. Then they're out of the Andrew Luck sweepstakes, and then it's another decade of bad football down here in Miami.
Hey, Sid, is it the team or is it the coach, Tony Sparano? Shouldn't he be on his way out?
No, you know what, guys? It's the team. Bill Parcells came down here, the much heralded Bill Parcells, the man that won my Giants a couple of Super Bowls and got the Jets right there and got the Pats to a Super Bowl and improved the Dallas roster. Came down here. The expectations obviously very, very high. And I'll say this, hard to say this about Bill. If I had to give him a grade, a school grade, he gets an F. He failed down here. The team is no better. There's still no quarterback. Very little good personnel on the offense. A couple of decent players on defense, but this is not about the coaching. In my opinion, guys, this is more about the lack of personnel. Do I think Tony Sparano was Vince Lombardi? No. But at the end of the day, do I think Vince Lombardi could win with this football team? Probably not. They need better players.
I think they should hire Terry Francona.
I heard you guys talking about him earlier because Theo Epstein did that job in Chicago with the Cubbies, and I think that Francona's got a legitimate shot to go there. You guys, Artie and Nick, you know that he was rumored to go to Chicago anyway, Francona, after he left Boston, and I thought he may take the White Sox job because Ozzie Guillen has come down here to manage the Marlins, but the old White Sox Met Yankee player Robin Ventura took that job, so don't be surprised if Francona, I should say, follows Epstein to the Cubbies.
This is like a nightmare for me. I grew up in Boston, Sid, and it's unbelievable. It's like they're going to tear down 86 years worth of work in a month. I'm flabbergasted. Who are the Red Sox? Let me ask you. Who do you think? What are the potential candidates for to replace Francona? Who do you see managing the Sox?
I've heard names from Bobby Valentine down to to minor league guys, and I would say this: it's still a pretty talented baseball team, Nick. I mean, look, it was a disaster this year. I agree. The pitching obviously fell apart. It's never good when your team's in a 1-1 ball game and 60% of your pitching staff is smoking weed, drinking beers, and eating fried chicken, watching old reruns of Gilligan's Island. That's never a good thing, obviously. But besides the fact that
doesn't hurt the NBA players.
And its players went berserk, it's still a pretty talented baseball team. Somebody's going to come inherit a team that has some flaws, don't get me wrong, but a team that is still right there, one of the best teams in baseball. So I wouldn't cry too much over this. I think they get a halfway decent manager. They're right back in the mix before you know it. Look, the Yankees are in trouble, guys. I know, Artie, you're a diehard Yankee fan. Sabathia's got to come back. They have to overpay Sabathia. They have to. After that, you've got Ivan Nova, and then you've got 9 million question marks. On top of that, Mark Teixeira was awful this postseason. A-Rod is about washed up. Derek Jeter's getting old. So the idea the Red Sox are in trouble, I think, is a little exaggerated.
Well, you make good points because those guys' contracts are so huge, nobody's going to take them on. So you can't move any of those guys with the Yankees,
That is correct.
Artie.
Of course I make good points.
Yeah, Sid, you're in Miami. Could you do me a favor? Go to the nearest golf course, find A-Rod, and punch him in the face. Just go, A-Rod, this is from the Yankees. Here's a punch in the face.
Hey, Sid, how about the rumors? I know, again, once Twitter's involved, it has to be true. But how about LeBron? I know he's teasing the public, but what's your opinion on him thinking about playing football?
I'm not even sure I can say this on Fox Sports, so I'll just dump it if I can. I think LeBron James is a douchebag.
LeBron James is a douchebag. There's a headline.
But Sid, in layman's terms, can you?
All right, let me fix that for you. I think LeBron James is a double douchebag.
Yeah.
Why does everybody hate him? I understand.
Why does everybody hate him?
I understand.
I don't. You hate our cleaning woman, who's a nice person because her ankles are thick. I can't believe you, of all people, can't understand why people hate A-Rod and LeBron James because they're cocky guys who have done nothing. They have no rings.
A-Rod is not cocky. It's all
He's not cocky.
It's all out of. What's he do that's so cocky? He gets laid a lot?
No.
What would you do? Sit home?
Listen, yeah, I probably would actually.
You make 1/10 the money he makes, and you have the same habits as him.
Yeah.
Anyways, we don't want to get on that. Sid will hang up on us if we start talking about that stuff.
I got a habit of dating Cameron Diaz.
Wait a minute. Dana was a good-looking chick.
Yeah, she was a good-looking broad. But
No,
anyway.
he is. No, Alex Rodriguez is cocky. I mean, and so is look, guys. I mean, you start making hundreds of millions of dollars. You're the apple of every woman's eye. White, black, green, orange, yellow. It doesn't matter. You know, you walk into any restaurant, any club, and everybody clears the way for you, like you're a monarch. I mean, of course, those guys have huge egos, but some of them are likable. I'm not sure in Alex's case or LeBron's case, either one of those guys comes off as very likable. It doesn't help, guys, when Dallas beats Miami and Miami loses the NBA championship as the favorite with three great players. And when the game is over and the fans who just spent their hard-earned money to go to the game are all depressed and crying, when LeBron says, you know what, guys, you'll go back to your miserable lives, I'll still be banging white chicks in the morning. That ain't going to help.
Did he say white? No, I don't like him. No, he didn't say that. He said chicks.
There's no evidence he's banged anybody.
No.
Listen, LeBron James
banging the boards.
That press conference last year.
I understand that, Artie.
Is something that is so.
Why are you pinning that on him? It was everybody.
Why am I pinning it on him? What was he just sitting in the corner?
Which
not
one
doing
are you talking about?
He was dancing around.
Which one are you talking about?
The press conference where him, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh.
That's right.
Started dancing
Spread the heat.
and said that they're going to win 7 championships.
Go ahead.
That's not hateful?
Well, there's 2 other guys involved, is my point.
I hate them too.
Go ahead.
I got to tell
don't
you,
hear
Nick,
you
as a
saying that.
proud Beantown guy from the years of Bill Russell to John Havlicek to Larry Bird to Parrish to McHale,
I
to
know.
hear you defend LeBron James, you should be ashamed of yourself.
No, but you guys are missing. A lot of this is out of envy. This guy made the city of Cleveland relevant, is my point. He made them a lot of money, and you know what? The guy worked his ass off to become a superstar. That's what happens in America. Hold on. Let me finish, Sid. Let me finish.
You're telling me that a man that makes $100 million a year has homes all over the world, walks around with $50,000 in his pocket like it's $1 to you and I, and you're telling me people are envious? Why?
No, but you're missing my point. You're missing my point. How did he get all that? By working his ass off. And in this country, when you do that, then you have choices. You call the shots. I want out of Cleveland. Doesn't make him a bad guy. We got a whiny society right now, whether it's the Wall Street douchebags protesting down there. Anybody who's successful is considered evil in this country. LeBron doesn't come across as cocky to me as a lot of other guys in the NBA do.
He doesn't come across as
cocky. No, he doesn't.
What are you
Well, give me a quote, Artie. Give me an exact
quote.
Yeah.
We're going to win 7 championships.
And who else said that? He was the only one that said it?
Okay, but he said it.
Well, then yell at the other guys, too.
And first of all, the person who made Cleveland relevant was Pat Tabler, the third baseman.
Damn right. No doubt. Pat Tabler.
Listen.
Nick, not to be disrespectful, this is your radio show, you and Artie, and you know I love you, and I'm a huge fan of yours, but I must say, you sound like a crazy person. You really do.
No, I don't.
He
actually.
is.
You guys, I'm looking at the bigger picture. There's a lot more cocky guys than LeBron James in the NBA.
You hate the people from Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Yes, I
You were
do.
arguing against that group.
That's right.
Okay?
Exactly.
You hate them.
And I back it up.
And you like A-Rod and LeBron James?
Yeah, well, be like the rest of the sheep. I back it up with statistics. The Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I back it up. Anyways,
I'll back it up with statistics, too. A-Rod, 111 in October. That was his batting average.
That doesn't make him cocky. He's overpaid, maybe, but it doesn't make him cocky. Sid, thank you for turning this into a beautiful fist fight.
The only one overpaid here is Sid.
Yeah, the only one. We appreciate you calling in.
Sid, I love you.
Thanks, baby.
Hey, I love you guys, too. Hey, Artie, can I ask Artie one more thing on the way out?
Yeah.
Sure.
The rumors are, much like my situation where Imus has stopped talking to me, that you and Howard don't talk. Yeah, just confirm or deny that.
I know. I've talked to Howard. Howard's given me a call on several occasions to see how I'm doing. So he cares. He's a good guy.
Tonight, you know what's going on, all that stuff. So I want to get that out of the way. So, but I love you, Nick. I love you, Artie. The show is great. I'm thrilled for both of you guys. Bring me back whenever you want. I love you guys.
Would love to have you back. Thanks for taking the time. The great Sid Rosenberg. It's the Nick and Artie Show. More quiet conversation right after this.
Now, back to Two Guys guys who think helmet-to-helmet contact should only be a penalty if it happens in the locker room shower.
Ooh, that fits into our next segment. Welcome back to the show, folks. Nick and Artie. 800-546-7663. 800-546-7663. Give us a call. Join in the mayhem.
Exactly. Mayhem is what it became.
Oh, it was beautiful. Heated discussion. It's America. You can't do that in Hugo Chavez land.
I didn't realize how loving you were to certain people. Like,
I just think a lot of it's based on pure envy,
There's a lot of successful people I love.
No, I understand, but I don't. There's so many more players that are more cocky. I understand that. I agree with you, the way they came out and we're going to... You know what that is? That's dumb athletes taking advice from their marketing and PR.
No, I mean, like Michael Jordan didn't do stuff like that.
I understand
and he's
that.
a guy who deserved to do something like that.
But it wasn't just LeBron James doing it. It was the two other guys with him.
But we're talking about LeBron James.
But what has A-Rod done? I know he hasn't performed up to your standards with how much he gets paid, but I don't see him as overly cocky towards the public. I mean, he gets caught with broads, and he...
I mean, I don't mind any of that. Do what you got to do.
People
but
just hate him because he's good-looking, he's a zillionaire, and he gets laid a lot.
I do hate good-looking people, yeah.
Not you, everybody.
I do. I hate good-looking people. I always have. And quite frankly, it's out of envy.
Oh,
it is.
You like Jim Florentine. A good-looking kid. I don't know what that means. But LeBron, I just want to go back to this. The question of LeBron James' football talents have been broached before in an ESPN.com story 2 years ago. Oh, 2 years ago. Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer Mark Murphy. I didn't know he was a Hall of Famer. He roomed with my buddy Zook. Cop. Roomed with his brother who went to Colgate.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I just made that up. It sounds good on radio. No, it's true. I
don't think that sounded good anywhere.
No, that's true. I've been around, but this is what he said. I've been around a lot of great receivers. I tell people that I rate my top receivers, coaching, playing, or watching, as James Lofton, Jerry Rice, Steve Largent, LeBron James. Murphy went on to say that he swears LeBron James could have gone, I know that made no sense, gone straight to the NFL out of high school. But you can look at the guy in pure athlete.
I mean, yeah, he's an athlete, but, I mean, you're taking a little bit away from tight ends. I mean, you're just saying he could just go right now and play tight end somewhere?
No, he said that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's saying he could have came right out of high school and
so
done it.
Now he's over the hill?
Oh, yeah. Now he can barely play hoops.
Yeah. Well, listen.
According to you guys.
He should. Him and Chris Bosh should golf, and Dwayne Wade maybe, I don't know. What should he do, bowl?
Not athletic
They're
enough.
all great.
Not athletic
They're all
enough.
fantastic. I love them.
But let's take a call here to... There's a guy been hanging on line for an hour and 15 minutes. Dean from Hollywood, Florida. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
It's an important question. You've been holding on for over an hour. What is it?
I held because it's really Conrad from Windsor.
Yeah.
I knew that. I guarantee you.
Nice talking to you.
Conrad from Windsor.
All right.
How's it going, guys? Yeah, I was just watching that Tiger game, and it's just heartbreaking that the Rangers blew it open. They had a chance to take the lead in the
Vinny in Baltimore, welcome to the show.
This is Conrad from Windsor as well.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Rick, how you doing?
Hey,
what's going on?
Nick, how you doing, Artie? Nick, I've seen you live twice. You're phenomenal. And Artie, I got to say one thing. Fire! Good
there you
go, baby.
I just wanted to throw one thing out there. The NFL, Fox News, everybody, why are they treating Michael Vick like he is the next Joe Montana? This guy seems to be full of more excuses than any other quarterback than I have ever heard. I mean, it's always something with this guy. They're placing him on a pedestal. This is just unbelievable. The guy is just a crybaby. I don't know what is going on. What are your thoughts on it, guys?
Well thank you. Artie,
Michael Vick, I think he's an entertaining guy to watch play. I like his style. I like his style, but he's too inconsistent. You got to be consistent to be a winner. And Joe Montana. I mean, come on. I'm a Giant fan, man. That guy took my heart and my money a bunch of times, and he is not the next Joe.
You keep him in the same place, don't you?
He is not the next Joe Montana, but I mean, look, he's
not even the next Tony Montana.
He's a great athlete, and the Eagles are having a rough year, man.
I'll say it. He's a great athlete playing quarterback, and I'm sure that'll get some people in certain communities in an uproar. But he's a great athlete playing quarterback, and that's all he ever was, okay?
Well, he tries and he tries and he tries. I mean, he's like an okay Ben Roethlisberger in essence to me. I mean, but thank you guys so much for taking my call, and a Bobby Booey to you all.
All right, Vinny. Thank you.
Michael Vick is one of those guys who's an amazing player, but he's just too inconsistent. Sometimes he looks amazing, and you can't be inconsistent and win a Super Bowl when you're a quarterback. You gotta do it all the time.
800-546-7663. And he has to run around. I agree with Stephen A. Smith. He's got to run around like he used to. I don't know if he's since the prison stint and the killing of puppies by the thousands.
Right?
Did he?
Well, I don't know if it was thousands.
Did he? Okay. Well, I said puppies. Okay, it's 100 full-grown dogs.
And they weren't puppies. I had a bet on a couple of those matches, and they were a couple of them were. Well, once there was a puppy against a full-grown dog, and I was against that.
Do you think he's lost a little since coming out of jail and the comeback?
Well,
I had a hell of a year last year.
I did a week in jail once, and I wasn't the same after that.
I noticed. You can't go to your left like you used to.
I was a way worse quarterback after that week in jail. I couldn't scramble. Sure. How could that not affect you? I mean, that's the question about Plaxico Burress. 2 years in the joint. I mean, mentally, everything that affects you, man.
Can I just give my opinion on Plaxico Burress?
Sure.
Another guy who's probably practiced 4 times in his 10-year career.
Right.
The guy has an excuse every week. His elbow, his ham. He guy don't want to work. I don't want to hear he's a hard worker and stuff. He's not. Guy never practices.
Yeah.
Maybe at the shooting range.
Right.
Even obviously not there.
So you hate Plaxico Burress?
No, I didn't say I hate it. I'm just saying.
Well, it sounds like you love him.
Just because I said, he
doesn't practice.
Yeah, he's a slacker.
Well, all right.
That doesn't mean that doesn't mean I hate him.
Well, it's not the tone in your voice sounds like you hate Plaxico Burress.
Well, I hate mothers against drunk drivers too. That's just my tone. Yeah.
I just hate that you hate our cleaning woman. She's very nice.
I don't hate our cleaning woman. I just gave her a kiss right on the neck. Big mole with 4 hairs coming out of it. Look like she's trying to pick up cable.
Thank God she can't speak English and hear this. Thank God Valverde didn't hear or understand that.
Hey, if there's a funny show on radio, I'd like to hear it. Can you change the channel? 800-546-7663 is the number. We have all kinds of stuff coming up. Detroit must be tough. They have a strip club, but it's an actual trailer on wheels.
Yeah, it's a mobile strip club, which is exactly what Detroit needs to help the community.
And then that shallow pig that Ashton Kutcher was banging behind Demi Moore's back, well, she's piping up.
Yeah, she's getting what she wanted, which I think is attention.
Thank you.
Her entire life.
Exactly. You know, boy, shallow out there. They should wear no diving signs around their necks. They're so shallow.
How dare she have sex with Ashton Kutcher and then talk about it? How dare she?
Well, to trash him.
Yeah.
We got to disagree on that one, too? Oh, my God.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Anyways, more of the Nick and Artie Show. Stay with us.
Quite frankly, I'm afraid of you.
Now back to 2 guys whose diets are so unhealthy, they're the reason air fresheners were invented.
That's a lie.
That is a lie.
Slander.
Artie, I watched him for the last hour. He's been eating celery sticks and brown rice.
All right. Sorry, I didn't play it Maine.
Oh, you're mean tonight, huh?
Mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You're calling me mean? How dare you?
I know. Well, look, caffeine makes me crazy. Nick Swish, I don't care about Swish. I was just looking at the 800-546-7663. You guys, we were talking during the break, the Monday night game, we got rid of Hank Williams Jr., and then they did a tribute to Al Davis. And it was one of the most hokey segues and most awkward.
A little inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
Yeah.
The guy's tone of voice that introduces a tribute, it's like he's doing a top 40s hit.
Al Michaels sets it up. You got to just listen to this.
Tell me this guy's tone of voice if it's not all wrong for this situation.
Throughout the National Football League today, of course, the acknowledgement of the passing yesterday of Al Davis of the Raiders with a moment of silence. Right now, let's join the public address announcer here at the Georgia Dome.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join in a moment of silence for the legendary Hall of Fame leader of the Oakland Raiders, Al Davis, who died yesterday at the age of 82.
Who is that, Billy Mays?
You know what he sounds like? I figured out exactly what
is it. What is
he
it?
sounds like one of those bad DJs at a wedding who announces the couple for the first time. Like, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. First time as a married couple, Amanda and Tony.
That's exactly right.
For the first time ever as a married couple, let's hear it for Jackie and Todd. And by the way, Al Davis dead at 82.
Yeah, now let's play Celebration from Kool and the Gang.
Oh, by the way, my uncle has cancer, and let's hear it for Amanda and Jackie and Fred.
That's exactly who it is.
It sounds like a bad DJ at a wedding.
I mean, doesn't anybody pay attention to details? Did somebody audition this mook and go, yeah, that's right? You know what I'm saying? I got to believe Al Michaels, who's been in the business a million years, had to be shaking his head and laughing in the booth.
Al Michaels, if you notice, who's a real pro,
Awesome.
could not have been more appropriate.
Right.
He's very appropriate. He's got a somber thing. And then he
He
introduces...
brings on Casey Kasem. Diane sends it out to David. Apparently he lost a leg in a snowblower accident, and she's feeling down.
Let's hear it for the bridesmaids.
Jeez. What, did anybody else pick up on that? Nobody pays attention to detail.
And now the flower girl, Brittany. By the way, Al Davis dead at 82. How about a moment of silence? Yeah, let's celebrate.
Get out on the dance floor, Mom and Dad. Yeah.
Here's their song. They met while this song was going.
This is the white national anthem at weddings.
Yeah. This and those annoying wedding bands who will try to work the couple's name into the songs, like they'll sing classic rock. Just take those old records off the shelf. Let's hear it for Michael and Frederica.
Please stand and join in a moment of silence for the legendary Hall of Fame leader of the Oakland Raiders, Al Davis, who died yesterday at the age of 82.
Dead.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Get up out of your chairs.
After this, we're going to do the chicken dance.
Yeah.
Anybody out there ready for the hokey pokey?
Chicken, 1 foot in. Take one foot out of your mouth.
White people do weddings horrible. I've been to a couple of black weddings. One of my buddies in high school, and it is so different. It's so much better.
Dennis Miller has the consummate bit on that.
It's so much better.
You ever hear Dennis Miller's bit on that?
No.
He's talking about being at a wedding, and he goes, my favorite part of being at a wedding is when watching white people make the conscious decision to get up and dance.
Yeah. You just never know. You don't know what to do. Am I gonna dance? And then the girls want to dance. And then they have to dance together because you don't want to dance.
Exactly.
And then there's always the drunk uncle.
The drunk uncle. You watch him. He looks like he's in a body cast. That's how he's moving. Got the rhythm of a broken furnace, but you can't help it. He's 2 pints in to whatever.
And now to announce Al Davis's death, here's Bozo the Clown.
Honk, honk, he's dead. Honk.
Legendary Hall of Famer Al Davis, dead at 82.
Hey, Artie, what was your birthday? When was it? Yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
And what else was yesterday? Do you know?
National Coming Out Day.
Exactly. Now, do we have a day for every occasion now?
No.
We
don't have a day for 44-year-old guys with stretch marks who try to hide them on the beach.
That's because I'd fit all that on a calendar.
I'd be celebrating that day.
Well, in honor of Tuesday's National Coming Out Day, MTV, boy, they ignored your birthday, aired a special called Coming Out, which followed two 20-somethings as they prepared to reveal to others that they're gay. One of the subjects was Nevin, an all-star rugby player for Ohio State University, who decided to finally come out to his teammates. So how did it go? I don't know. Do we have time? Let's listen.
We're just chilling. No, I just want to thank y'all for coming out.
Get to the point, sissy.
And helping support me. Like, last year really was my first year ever playing rugby, and you guys took me in, and I see y'all like brothers. But there's I feel like I haven't been as truthful with y'all. There's something I've really been wrestling with ever since I've been in junior high and in high school, and it's even harder right now.
Artie, is that your heart?
This is something I found a passion for, playing rugby, and I think not just because of the sport, but because of who I'm playing with. Y'all are always been there, so I just wanted to let y'all know, I'm actually gay.
Let's hear it for this kid who's actually gay. I mean, at this point, honestly, it's who cares? Just every gay guy come. I wish they would all just come out and we could all live together and everything's fine.
No, but you make a great point.
I hate that there has to be a coming out. They just come out.
No, but
it's not the 50s anymore,
MTV
man.
can't leave it alone. You understand? And they love the fact. You think it's an accident? They have him saying it to his rugby team.
Yeah.
Do you know who people who run MTV? Ultra left people who there's nothing they enjoy more than having a gay guy announce to a bunch of jocks who they hate, hey, I've been fooling you this time. That's the spirit that they're playing this in, I'm telling you.
Well, if you listen to that guy, I don't think he was fooling anybody. I don't think, the announcement. But, I mean, it's just first of all, it's true. There are a lot of, idiots out there who still might attempt to hurt a gay person, which, is horrible. And so these guys have a lot of trouble that they have to go through in their head to actually come out. I realize that's a hard thing to do, but it just sucks that we have to
televise it.
No, it just sucks that we have to have a day for it. It just would be great if everybody could just come out and we go just live together. And gay weddings, I mean, first of all, have you ever been to a wedding that hasn't been gay? I mean,
I like to think mine was kind of macho.
No, it wasn't.
What are you talking about?
I don't think I was there.
Where were you?
Where was I?
Yeah.
I was at Zany's in Chicago doing a line of coke off Yucko the Clown's ass. I feel bad for kids like this because they must hear a lot of hateful stuff, but it stinks that we haven't evolved into a society where everyone's all right with each other.
Well, no, but see, we're progressing way faster than MTV's giving society credit for. They're going to keep reminding you and keep reminding you. We, for the most part, we have accepted it. Like you said, there's a few knuckleheads out there. But if you watch MTV, you'd think that every day of every minute there's something going on that's anti-gay.
Right. Well,
that's the spirit that they show this stuff in. I'm telling you. They keep the... Yes, there's still racism. There's still people who are homophobic. You're never going to erase that completely. If that's your goal, you're dreaming.
Well, I'm proud of the kid. I think it's a gutsy thing to do.
Well, then you live with him.
No, that's got to be a hard thing to do, man.
Of course it is. Don't act like you don't know what it's like.
I mean, I just feel, that the kid did a gutsy thing, and look, when you play a game,
why do it on camera on MTV?
Well, because they offered it to him.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the same network that brought us Jersey Shore, which.
Oh, exactly.
The situation.
Wow. It's all right. And again, we're the last bastion, by the way, Italian-Americans that you can show.
Right.
Being mooks. And would you ever have a Latino family throwing Corona bottles at each other?
I've never seen that.
No, let's see that show.
I'd watch that.
A reality show, not a sitcom. Seriously. We're the last bastion, white European male. You can make fools of it. There's going to be no repercussions. You know that? I know that. Nick and Artie, we're going to come back and talk about the Booty Lounge in Detroit. The Booty Lounge in Detroit, which is a truck, which is a strip club on wheels. Ashton Kutcher, and listen to that peroxide blonde, who's pretty hot, but come on. Now she's got what she wants, like you said, attention.
She's getting attention.
Yeah, so stay with us, kids. It's the Nick and Artie Show.
Now back to two guys who love Italian food so much. As little leaguers, they rub their gloves with olive oil.
Hello.
Yeah.
We're back. Nick and Artie, 800-546-7663. And our producer, Aaron, just gave us a interesting story. Artie, you're aware of the Philadelphia fans, and you always have
sure, from doing stand-up, nice bunch of people. well, I mean, no, they are. They're very passionate. Like I say, one guy once threatened to throw me off the 700 level of the vet because I was wearing the Giants shirt, but I'll overlook that.
And they blinded, Santa Claus with an ice ball one year, and they're known for their.
Who cares about Santa Claus?
I do, man.
It doesn't exist.
It's a tough economy. I need some free garbage. But tonight, I guess they ran. The Flyers are playing, and they ran like a commercial up on the Jumbotron, a fight cancer commercial.
Right.
Like a PSA thing.
Yeah.
And they showed a bunch of stars from other teams in the commercial, like Sidney Crosby and stuff. The place is booing. they're booing like Sidney Crosby and other stars on a commercial that's like to fight cancer for children, and they're booing.
Well, they're the same group of people that Michael Irvin got hurt and might have been paralyzed.
Oh, I remember that one too.
And as he was leaving, they were cheering. Like they put the thing around his head to make sure his neck was, where you go, oh, God, the guy might be paralyzed. They put the thing on his head like the halo. And as they're wheeling him out, the Philly fans are cheering.
I remember that
like a
game.
Standing ovation.
I know. Right. A lot of them had their fingers crossed. You're like, oh, that's really over the top.
My God. I don't like the Cowboys, but I'd like to see Michael Irvin okay, healthy, I mean, I don't want anything bad to happen to the guy.
Oh, mama son.
I mean, I don't mind. I maybe get the flu. That's the worst thing I'd like to see happen to him as a Giant fan. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, hockey, too. Hockey's a brutal sport, brother.
Yeah.
Brutal fans.
Not as brutal as it was, but Philly, boy. They do not play games, man.
No.
And,
well, especially the Phillies. They're playing no more games this year.
They have to be in a foul mood, that city, right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feared them the most. I mean, I thought it was going to be Yankees-Phillies, and I feared them the most because Cliff Lee owns the Yanks, and now neither team is in it. Now it's a couple of teams that quite frankly, I don't think I've ever heard of.
And and Roy Oswalt, they might not come back. They don't know what they're going to do with him next year. And they have questions, too. Ibanez is another one I think might be a free agent. I thought I read that. And
Ibanez a free agent?
I thought I read that.
Bring him to the Yanks.
Yeah. Where else?
Get out the checkbook.
Where else?
Get out the checkbook.
Yeah, he can pick up Ortiz on Route 95.
That's fine with me. Bring Ortiz in, baby. Bring them all in.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to admit, for a while there with like Boggs and Clemens, it's like the Yankees were a jewelry store that the Red Sox came to get rings.
I don't have to admit nothing, Artie.
Yes, you do.
You could have Boggs, most overrated player in the history of baseball, and I can back that up with statistics.
What?
Oh, please.
What statistics are you going to back it up with? His 348 lifetime average?
Yeah, exactly. His 348 lifetime average and his numbers, as far as power numbers. I think he had 68 career home runs.
He wasn't a power hitter.
But he was a punching. I'm talking about they put him in the Hall of Fame, and the credentials, usually for Hall of Famer, you have to be an all-around great player. The guy was a punch and Judy who, in Boston, even the other players said he was selfish because in batting practice, he'd hit about 5 balls halfway up the bleachers and right, but he'd rather hit a single and keep his average up. He was not a Hall of Famer. He was a great hitter as far as average goes, but his RBIs and stuff, they're like a utility infielder if you look at his numbers.
You know what he should have been was a jockey. The way he rode that horse around Yankee Stadium after the win, he really
That's what
that
he did
well.
Best. Couldn't stand him.
I can't believe you hate Wade Boggs, our cleaning woman. The Mothers
Why
Against
did you say
Drunk
I hate
Driving.
Our cleaning woman?
Because you said earlier
I pushed her.
She had fat ankles.
I pushed her. She was in the way. I never said that.
Yes, you did.
Come on. I'll make an a-hole of myself. I don't need you to make stuff up about it.
Make stuff up?
I didn't say nothing
Several
about the cleaning
people.
lady.
You had a full mouth. You had a Subway sub in your sandwich, and you said that our cleaning woman has fat ankles. I have it on tape.
I never said that.
I have it on
Steve,
tape.
did I ever say that?
Steve just nodded to me.
My wife is not a
Or
cleaning.
he nodded out. I don't
My
know.
wife is not a cleaning woman. Listen,
Your wife is hot.
she is hot.
Yep.
Yeah, and you could have your way. You bring her to the Yankees for a AAA player.
That would be a little much.
That
would be a little much.
Well, how about we talked about the kid coming out to his team. Let's continue the theme. Gay congressman out on paternity leave. I suppose I have to agree with this too, or I'm homophobic, right, and hateful and a jerk.
That's what's he saying?
Guy, Jared Polis, a Democrat, of course, Colorado, who recently announced the birth of his son, Caspian Julius, posted pictures of a adorable new addition on Friday on his Facebook page. Polis seems to be savoring some time with the almost 2-week-old. He was among 5 members of Congress who missed every House vote last week. A spokesman says Polis intends to be out on paternity leave for 2 weeks of session, but might return to the House this week. Oh, I hope so. What's he trying to? He's trying to burn off his baby fat? He didn't have the kid. I understand when women take time off.
You do?
Yes, I do.
I don't think they should be allowed time off either. Have the kid and get right back to work, honey.
Can you imagine?
It's the most ridiculous thing
I
ever.
like to call the guy and go, you know what? You give gay people a bad name. You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
I'm sure this guy will take your call. Congressman Nick DiPaolo on line 2.
I'll lie, and I'll go, hey, Rick, how long you been a congressman?
Actually, it's Conrad from Windsor.
Yeah, a guy taking paternity leave. It's over, folks. This country's finished, and you people on the left are to blame.
And Ortiz is a Yankee.
That'll make it official. 800-546-7663. We'll be right back.
And now, the radio program America has been waiting to hear. The radio program that answers the question, hey, what's the matter? The TV broken. It's Nick DiPaolo and Artie Lang. The Nick and Artie Show.
Look out. Here it goes.
Welcome back to the show. Final hour on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night in Manhattan.
Texas 7, Detroit 3. Texas up 3-1 on their way back to a second World Series.
No one's happier than the networks to know that everyone in Arlington, Texas will be watching the game, and everyone else will be watching Desperate Housewives on rerun.
St. Louis 4, Milwaukee 3. Cardinals take a 2-1 lead. Here comes La Russa. Gets his team hot when it counts. This is,
that's right.
Once again, I'm telling you.
What?
Let's not get him, though, Red Sox. Let's go for the third base coach for the Padres. Sandy Small, his name is. He's in his late 70s with one leg.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get him to replace Francona. Yeah, chooches. Hey, Artie, you're a big basketball fan, and Amari, you're a Knicks fan, too, right?
Yeah, I'm a big Knicks fan, yeah.
Oh, yeah? How big?
I always love. What is that? A fat joke you're making now?
No. Oh my God!
Guy dyes his
what,
hair.
Did you take a sensitivity pill tonight? My God!
No, as a matter of fact, I didn't, Nick. I took an antidepressant whose name I can't even pronounce. The side effects. I take an antidepressant. Literally, the side effects are it gives you constipation and diarrhea. I didn't think that was medically possible.
That's I'm not trying to be funny. That's the effect pizza has on me.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm lactose intolerant. The cheese loosens it up, and then the
You're
bread.
lactose intolerant?
Yeah, so's 80% of the population. I didn't say I had rickets.
I just like it's
what are
just
you
funny
looking at
that
me like
it's official. You can't tolerate anything,
especially cheese from other countries. Foreign cheeses.
Yeah, Nick can't tolerate anything except LeBron James, Chris Bosh.
You just you bought into the whole PC thing. I'm
What
sorry.
PC
I think
thing bought into?
You bought into the whole thing. He
Theo
must be a bad
Epstein. I gotta take the day. Theo Epberg is now a cub. Let's.
Tommy, I'm going to take the dare. I got to ask you, Ron. When you go to bed at night with your lovely wife, do you wear your toothbrush?
I wear a hat, Harry. I take that off and I put a hat on.
Well, let's see who's batting area. Here's a fastball into a strike.
There's a fastball. The Red Sox. Terry Francona's living in a hotel.
Who's batting?
Al Davis died at 82. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out now about the Red Sox might get, like a couple of minor league players or something?
Yeah, because you know that Cubs organization was loaded in Double and Triple A with talent, obviously.
Yeah.
When's the last time they had a winning record?
1908.
Exactly. 22 A.D. I can't believe what's going on. Really. But like I said, if you perform on the field, Big Papi can kiss my grits. There's some strong language.
Wow, look at you, man. The guy hasn't left yet. He said he might want to play for the Yankees. I mean, that's every kid's dream. Why not let him?
Not every kid's dream. And I'll tell you who didn't have that dream. Andrew from South Boston didn't have that dream.
Uh-oh.
Andrew, welcome to the show, my friend.
I'm not messing with him.
Andrew from South Boston.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
What's going on? Our call screener passed out in L.A.
I just want to take exception with a couple of things Artie said yesterday about Theo going to Chicago. He mentioned that, you guys are going to let the architect of the guy who brought you to the World Series go. First of all, the architect of the 04 team was Dan Duquette, mostly. Theo took charge before the 03 season. The other thing I wanted to say was Theo did a fantastic job in terms of homegrown talent. You know, we got Pedroia, Ellsbury, Yougelis. But when you talk about free agent signings, look at the guy's track record. You have Julio Lugo. You have Matt Clement, J.D. Drew, Daisuke Matsuzaka, John Lackey, Carl Crawford. I mean, the guy...
No, hold on. Okay.
Listen. Everybody's portraying him as a boy genius, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for what he did for the team. We have two World Series championships. But
well, how greedy do you want to be?
Excuse me?
I said, how greedy do you want to get?
Well, what I'm saying is that...
Excuse this guy for wanting to win another World Series, Nick.
Well, listen, I guess I'm not grateful, but what I'm saying is that him going to Chicago, I'm not happy he's going, but I'm more apathetic than anything else. He beyond Adrian Beltre and maybe Keith Folk back in 2003, the guy hasn't had one free agent signing that's panned out. So that's my point of view.
Okay.
I mean, he's right.
Well, there's a lot of bad signings, but you giving up on Carl Crawford because he had a disappointing first year. I mean,
No, I'm not. I'm not giving up on him, but when you look at everything else, Nick, you're a Red Sox fan. Daisuke Matsuzaka, J.D. Drew, Julio Lugo.
Oh, okay, hold on. Hold on. Daisuke, okay, what he was somehow Epstein was supposed to know his elbow was going to blow out? I mean, come on. If the guy was healthy.
Nick, they bid $51 million. They spent $51
Oh, I know how it went down. And what if he wins 20 games next year?
Next year?
Well,
listen.
He gets healthy.
I think he's off the team. Listen, I'm a big fan of both of you guys. I love you both, but Theo Epstein, I don't think it's the travesty that both of you are making out to be. That's what I'm trying to say right now.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Sorry, I didn't know we were going to get the smartest guy in Southie. I really thought I was going to.
Yeah, I was going to say you're in South Boston. You took some time out from planning a bank robbery to call the show. Thank you.
I'm a transplant.
Oh, okay.
All
yeah,
right,
you don't
Andrew.
sound like a Southie.
Thanks, Andrew. Good points. Not all of them valid, but.
Yeah, you're right. He could win 20 games next year. And
So
Heidi Klum could also leave Seal and marry me.
Yeah, okay, so a GM, let me ask you a question. A GM who's won 2 World Series, and we can't agree that he did a good job. So where are we in this world?
I don't know.
The guy was a great GM. And it's a big loss.
And he's still a great GM.
Name a GM whose free agent signings all turned out to be great. Apparently nobody.
Brian Cashman.
Yeah. Brian Cashman.
Bob Watson.
Yeah.
Gene Michael, Stick.
Stick was the best of the ones you just mentioned.
Every Yankee GM ever.
What are you talking about?
27 rings. Ortiz coming to get one.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Good. I hope you get
Papa!
it. Yeah. How'd you do this year with your $200 million payroll?
How'd we do? Look at the cover of the Post. Yeah. A-Rod's learning how to golf in Florida, while Valverde's, losing to the Cardinals with an enormous stomach. Yeah. And A-Rod and his abs are putting in Miami.
Well, to take our minds off of baseball, this'll do it. Stoudemire's going to plan an alternative basketball league if this.
I'm sure that'll be big.
It's going to be terrific.
Yeah.
Listen, I love what he says here.
I'd go watch a midget league first.
If we don't go, I'd go watch a midget league before I watch the actual NBA.
A micro league, excuse me.
I'd go watch a WNBA game. At least you might see a boob pop out of a. That ain't true either. If we don't go to Europe, then let's start our own league. Sounds like some kids in their basement in high school. That's how I see it. The 6'11" center said.
Yeah, like it's so easy.
Stoudemire, no, that's exactly what I'm getting to. It was asked how serious the idea is being considered. It's very, very serious. It's just a matter of strategically coming up with a plan, a blueprint, and putting it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, those little details.
Right. Starting their own league. That should be a reality show.
Yeah.
Like Project Runway. The players starting their own league.
But it would be kind of cool if they just. I always thought about this with like college football. You know how we're not happy how they should have a playoff. Most people want so you can see who really is the best team instead of these polls.
I could care less.
No, you could care less. But tell me this wouldn't be great though. Like some years you get like Nebraska's number one in the AP. And Oklahoma's number one in the U.S.
Right.
And we never know. They don't settle it on the field. Yeah. If they just showed up, the hell with the media and stuff, we're going to play at some high school field. See who.
Well, yeah, I know.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It is, but Stoudemire, you're right. Stoudemire's talking like it's as easy as like getting together like a wiffle ball game in your backyard. Like, let's just get the guys together and play.
I know. And
I got to take the dare.
You got to take the
Stoudemire. Who's up?
So you don't think you could? Would you go see it, Artie?
I'm a basketball fan. Listen, you know what? The court, the comedy club we play a lot. The Comedy Cellar. There's the court on West 4th Street, right by there in the Village. I've sat there several nights on Angel Dust and watched 4 straight games. Kids, don't do that, by the way.
Don't.
I mean, go to West 4th Street.
Yeah, don't play hoops down there. It's dangerous.
I tried to get in a couple of games because I got an outside shot.
I heard you do.
I do have an outside shot.
Colin said you can shoot.
I can shoot.
I got little girls' hands. No matter what I do, no matter what I fight, no matter what I do, no matter what I fight.
I'm never going to fight Joe Louis.
I'm going to fight Joe Louis. You know what that means? I can't go down to 4th Street, play hoops.
You know why you can? It's because you're lactose intolerant.
That's true.
It's the greatest fact I've learned all night.
They hand cheese out on the back. I think I am. Sometimes I get away with it. It's very unpredictable.
This is your own diagnosis?
Yeah. It's very unpredictable. Sometimes I can eat 3 slices, no effect. Then I'll look at a thing of cottage cheese and start bleeding from my pant legs.
Right. Is there video of that anywhere on YouTube?
Yes, there is. I ruined many a couch. I'm going to take a dare. Let me try the...
I'm going to take the dare.
I'm going to try the cottage cheese.
Do you wear... When you have sex. Could you imagine driving around a car in Chicago, listening to the game, you got to bet on the game, and that's what you're hearing?
Exactly, 5 dimes.
Who's up? What sport is being played?
Who's up?
I don't even know where I am.
That's the funniest question ever. Boy. That went by fast. We got a lot more to get to. Esquire voted Rihanna sexiest woman alive.
Oh, yeah, I'm into Rihanna.
I know, but she's the sexiest woman alive. I think the pig that Kutcher banged tops her.
I like our cleaning woman.
Again, her ankles ruin it, but she can't help that. She's pushing that cart. It's like a blocking sled.
No, you're right. Rihanna, but Rihanna, man, like her face, to get oral from her would be forget about it.
What? But before the black eye and chipped tooth or after?
I would never.
I can't believe it. I said that.
I would never hit a woman unless it was on a dare. I gotta take the dare.
It's the Nick and Artie show. We'll be back.
Rihanna.
Now back to two guys who think being gunned down at the plate is something that happened to Sergeant McCluskey in The Godfather.
Well, it is.
I have to go to the bathroom. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Gotta go, you gotta go. I'm doing McCluskey.
I know. I thought you did the question in your voice. I thought you were asking me. I was going to go ahead.
Gotta go, you gotta go. I frisked him, he's clean.
How's the Italian food in this place?
Frisked 1,000 young dunks.
Imagine if he said, give me a tuna on wheat with black pickles. Olives.
A cavid.
A cavid.
Tu padre.
What kind?
Pens of antique.
Kid.
Yeah.
I'm not that clever. You give me too much credit. I'm the hunted one. We got to get those.
I had my chance.
Loading up on those, too. Make a note there, producer.
I know a little bit about big-time show business like The Godfather because I was on a big-time show once, CSI Miami. We discussed this the other day.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, I know I have a bit of a reputation for not living the healthiest life, but this might be the biggest insult you could possibly imagine.
But right now, you're living healthier than probably all of us. Seriously.
Well, I mean,
you can make that argument.
I go home and, like I say, I have a few tuna wraps and,
that's what I had last
with light mayonnaise. But, CSI Miami did an episode where they have these things called a death pool.
Yeah, dead pools.
Like you could bet on who's going to die first.
Oh, that makes me uncomfortable, that subject.
And listen to how my name comes up in this.
Hey, Frank, take a look at this. What is it? This is a death pool list.
Yeah. Offshore, public gambling. It's totally legal, Lieutenant. Called our family lawyer to make sure.
What in the Sam Hill do you gamble on? He's gambling on human lives.
It's a death pool. I bet on when famous people are going to die.
Henry Kissinger, Abe Vigoda, Artie Lang, Don Ho. You mean you make picks like a horse race?
Pod's better. Mine's $100K.
Jesus! I mean, Jesus! Henry Kissinger.
What year was this show?
This was like 8 years ago. I was like 35 years old.
Why Kissinger though? I saw him a couple weeks ago.
First of all, of that list, Abe
still alive.
Henry's
still alive.
Myself, I believe. I think Don Ho kicked it.
He did.
He died.
Was there one more?
There was Andy Rooney. If you look
Who else
at it,
did they mention? Are we missing one?
No, that was it.
It
was Henry Kissinger. And it's in that, first of all, that David Caruso dramatic voice. They're gambling on human lives. And the fact that, it's some wise-ass writer at CSI Miami who probably listened to Stern and knew that I like to have a few drinks.
That's better than that's like a Hall of Fame thing. That's awesome. But that makes you're really famous. The fact that you mentioned next to Abe Vigoda is just phenomenal.
Well, I'm excited about that. Don Ho, I'm a little aggravated with, but Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, that one I almost don't get. The guy's still got a good head of hair. He's sharp as a tack mentally, but
yeah.
I guess that doesn't mean anything.
My mother didn't like seeing that. She thought that was a little aggravating. But listen, if you look at me, quite frankly, let's be serious. It doesn't look like I've been a yoga instructor for the last 25 years.
Andy Rooney, he's got to be on.
He was there,
and he finally retired.
Good.
60. I never understood his role on 60 Minutes. It's a hard-hitting news journalism show. They do controversial pieces. and then he'd come in with that fluff piece that was totally irrelevant.
Fluff piece. He talked about paper clips and
exactly. They'd be like, and 20 children died in that bus crash because of faulty tires. Firestone paid out a $650 million settlement. Tick, 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 tick. Buttons. I hate buttons. They're on your pants. They're on your shirt. I got one on my belly. Sometimes I like to sew 2 of them on a sock and make a puppet while I'm laying in my own urine. Did I mention I'm 106 and my eyebrows are eating my forehead? But I never understood his role.
Well, his role was to lighten things up.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, when
I don't know.
You do an Iran-Contra story, you want to hear about buttons.
There's got to be a happy medium in there. I don't know. Like Robert Klein could have done something. Or even didn't Charles Grodin? They handed it to him
They
for a while.
tried Charles Grodin. It didn't work out.
Yeah. And
that was like Dennis Miller going to Monday Night Football. It didn't work out for Charles.
Do Francona talking about Monday Night, please. Just one more time.
For Dennis Miller? When Dennis Miller got the job?
Yeah, Mad Dog Russo, and they didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And they sounded like 2 old men. Go ahead, please.
Russo would go, hey, Mikey, what's this Dennis Miller? What's he, like a funny guy or something? He does like jokes or something like that? And Francona goes, dog, I understand he's very satirical. He's big on parodies. Apparently he's into the news. Does a lot of rants. He's very big on rants. Very left-wing. Apparently, dog, he's very liberal. Very liberal, left-wing, satirical, tries to be funny sort of comedian. Left-wing, liberal, satirical. Mike, what's that got to do with third and 8, big spot, fourth quarter?
Francona.
Francesca.
Sorry. He actually looks, but over the years, he's lost like a lot of weight.
Oh, he looks great. He's a rail.
Wasn't he? No, he was heavy.
Yeah.
He was heavy.
Yeah, he looks like Richard Belzer.
Wasn't he?
He was heavy.
He's fat. Well, now he looks good. I'm telling you, he's lost like 30 pounds over the last 2 years, and he's got a nice head of hair.
You really do defend the weirdest people, like out of nowhere.
I'm making an observation. How am I defending him? He lost weight. A lot of weight, okay? I didn't say I wanted to date him, Artie. Jesus.
Well, it sounded
you
like
hate everybody.
It was coming out day. Guys, I've been wrestling with something since junior high.
Yeah.
I want to have sex with Mike Francona.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know how to break this to you, and it's kind of odd since I've been in a scrum with you 400 times.
Scrum.
And your ass has been in my face. I like to bat for the other team. Why did they show? Did they cut it off there? Did they show the team? What was the reaction of the team?
I don't think they cared. Yeah.
No, exactly.
But MTV probably wanted one of them to go crazy.
That's exactly right. It's like entrapment, Right. It's like, sorry, it's not 1965. Anyways, we got a couple more things to get to before this night ends. A lot of acrimony in the air here. I don't know what happened.
Now I got to look up acrimony. Thanks, Nick.
I got a woman goes on Craigslist to try to score some hooch.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. And some old people actually were hospitalized in like a nursing home because the brownies they were eating, they were enjoying them too much, and they didn't know what the secret ingredient was. That happened to me. Ask me when we come back.
What?
Not in a nursing home. It happened in high school. I indulged in something that I didn't know was loaded.
Oh, really?
Oh, man. I almost had to go to the hospital.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Hey, it was a dare.
I got to do it.
Nick DiPaolo and Artie Lang will be back right after these messages.
To 2 guys who are convinced the phrase caught in a pickle has something to do with the zipper on your pants. Welcome back to the Nick and Artie Show.
Welcome back. We a couple segments ago, we were talking about MTV did a piece on a gay kid coming out to his rugby team. And we were...
we thought that no one on the rugby team was upset, but apparently one of them was.
Yeah, we assumed nobody would get upset, but we missed out on... Somebody had something to say about it on the team.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
What
Foghorn.
I know he played rugby.
Foghorn, Leghorn upset. I'll say there's something kind of That one might be the most politically incorrect cartoon of all time. We found another clip of him where he's
but we don't have it.
We don't have it, but he's upset that it's going to be a cold winter. Yeah. So he just decides to marry an ugly hen just to get a place to sleep. I'll say maybe I've been a bachelor a little too long. All right, here's the flowers, here's the chocolate. Courtship over.
Linda Smith is one of these female comics. She used to do a bit about dating in the summertime. She lived in the city.
Right.
She dated some really ugly guy just because he had air conditioning.
Yeah, I dated her.
Yeah.
I had central air and the central vacuum unit, which I ended up getting stuck in.
Not talking about you. Well, anyways, how about this? I don't know why I go to you, Artie. It's not fair, but I mean, people were trying to buy drugs on Craigslist. This woman got busted. She wanted to score some Mary Jane. What was it? I know there was a Craigslist in 1968.
First of all, yeah, the word score, Mary Jane.
That's what it said in the article.
Is the word groovy in that article?
Yeah, she went on Craigslist. The next thing you know, the cops are, like you said, with the information age.
Yeah, people are getting dumber.
Yeah.
Like people who are growing up in the age of the computer, I think they actually think they're having private conversations. You're not. Like, people can see it. And in the old days, you would have had to, do what we did, drive to a Sunoco station and risk your life buying weed. But she orders it on Craigslist, so I think, and they busted her, right? She might do time.
I guess, I don't know the drug laws anymore, but there's another, in a related story, there was some elderly people in a nursing home who ate a batch of brownies. They were celebrating something. Somebody had a firm bowel movement. I don't know what the party was for.
Right.
But, and they passed around brownies.
Yeah.
Which were loaded with...
Mary Jane.
Yeah, they were celebrating. Was it somebody's death? I lost the article, but
Al Davis.
Yeah, no, whoever died was a big weed fan. So
yeah,
whoever made the brownies was doing kind of a tribute to them. And the old people didn't know. They're not in on this. They're gobbling. These are delicious. What's your name?
But who died? One of the old people was a big weed fan?
I don't know if it was an old person that they were celebrating. Might have been a relative of an old person. It was somebody who liked weed. Anyways, the old people didn't know. Scarfed down a bunch. Next thing you know, they're tipping over like bowling pins, and they losing their balance and passing out.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as a tribute to someone who loved weed, let's have some brownies that are loaded. Yeah, did you ever eat a loaded brownie?
They had to be hospitalized. 3 senior citizens. Yeah, they were laced with marijuana. Victims were in their 70s and 80s. They were attending a funeral in Huntington Beach. During the service, they each tried the pot brownies, which are passed around on a tray. Soon after, the trio were admitted to a local hospital after complaining of nausea, dizziness, and ability to stand unassisted. Police investigation revealed the tray of ganja goodies had been brought as a tribute to the deceased, who, according to investigators, the deceased had used medical marijuana.
Oh, that's good stuff, I hear. From what I hear.
I did have a similar...
Right.
When I came home from college, went to this nightclub, was living with a couple other guys.
Yeah.
I come home drunk as a skunk, right? I go in the fridge, and there's a big thing of spaghetti and a pot of sauce, tomato sauce.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Starving at 2 a.m. I eat enough. I'm not kidding you. I ate like 2.5 bowls. And enough for, like, honest to God, a family of 4.
Right.
I went and laid down. All of a sudden, I woke up like, I don't know, it was a half hour, an hour late. My ears were whistling.
Really?
Whistling like a train whistle. I immediately got sick, ran in the bathroom, threw up. Everything was out of focus, and I go, what?
Sounds like fun.
To you, exactly. That would be fun to you. My roommates come in the door as I'm throwing up.
Right.
They're like, "What, Nick? What's the matter?" One of them goes in and looks in the sink and sees the empty bowl and they're like, oh, I hear him go, oh, no. They made Rasta pasta. They put the weed in the sauce. They said they ate maybe a half a cup each, and they were high for when you ingest it orally. It's like way stronger.
Right.
And I ate enough. I'm not kidding you, for 4 people. And they were talking to me, Artie. I didn't know you could trip on like THC, whatever.
You can, yeah.
I didn't know that. They're talking to me. They're standing a foot away, but it sounds like they're yelling down a hallway to me.
Right. Oh, that's a blast.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
No,
that scares me, and it's like a joyride.
It scares me too. And first of all, now I don't get that effect when I take my Abilify every morning. Unfortunately, but I smoked some weed brownies. Smoked some
weed. You grind them up in a food processor,
yeah,
put them in a pipe.
Every once in a while, I would smoke a Snickers bar. No, you know what I actually had once, which was even worse, was a hash brownie. And hash, you get some strong hash.
Black hashish.
Yeah. So I went to an Eric Clapton, Elton John concert in 1992 at Shea Stadium. One of the few reasons to go to Shea Stadium, and a guy in the upper deck who looked like he went to Woodstock. On the way home, got a flat. It took him 24 years to change the flat, and he just got back. Okay? That's what the guy looked like. Sold me a hash brownie and some mushrooms. And honestly, I ate both. I ate both of them.
Good combination, mushrooms and brownies.
Well, I didn't, because I had never smoked hash or anything. But my friends were telling me that I thought I could fly for a little while. Like, Clapton was doing Sunshine of My Love, and I kept walking up and down the aisles claiming I could fly.
Now, was that the mushrooms or the hash or the combination?
I think it was just the brownies.
I was screwed up for over a week.
But you know how you come down from
over
that?
a week.
You know how you come down from it? I learned this. This is actually true. When you come down,
eat regular brownies?
No, when you come down, here's how you come down from that. For anybody out there in our audience right now, maybe there's somebody going through this.
Probably Coke out there at this hour.
You get some bottled beer. It can't be in a can. Bottled beer, ice cold, and you sip on it, and you listen to side 2 of The Wall by Pink Floyd. Okay. Which I believe has Comfortably Numb on it. And if you just sit there honestly with your head back and sip on the beer and listen to Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd and Mother and
well, that's what my doctor told me to do it. I didn't believe it.
No, you will slowly come down from the craziness.
It was over a week later. We were watching like the Super Bowl, and I was still screwed up.
Right.
And I thought I was completely better like 10 days later. But then it was almost like a full 2 weeks where I was back to, I couldn't believe. And
first of all,
if you saw how much I ate, I'm eating the sauce like my grandmother just made it with a big ladle. I'm like, it's all over my,
my grandmother made a great Rasta pasta. My favorite dish at the Olive Garden, Rasta pasta.
Yeah, once you have that, you go after the never-ending bowl of breadsticks. It's
and a nice salad.
Oh my God, I'm not, and that's funny because it probably doesn't, but it scared the crap.
No,
out of me.
I've smoked some weird stuff. It happened to me in L.A. the first time I ever heard of that chronic stuff.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
An 18-year-old kid introduced me to the chronic in L.A. once, and I went back to my hotel room. I was I was on my head, standing on the couch on my head, begging God to take my life. I couldn't. I didn't know. I didn't know how to get out of what hell I was in.
And I didn't. I stayed away from it for years, and then I took an acting class in New York. We went back to this girl's apartment, and like 5 of us smoked a joint. And it was I go to the bank on the way home to my apartment.
Yeah,
I'm freaking out. I'm going into the bank. I'm all paranoid. It was a bank that had a digital that tells we're waiting for your number to come up. I was like 4th in line. Finally, I get up. My number comes up. I ran out of the bank.
Who, you Hunter S. Thompson?
I was the lady was staring at me, and I went, I just went out of the bank. Anyways.
You went to acting class, and how come you didn't come out yesterday? Acting class in New York.
You're talking about it was Joanna Bexon. She's terrific. Worked with Don Knotts, Phil Rizzuto, some of the best.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a Nick and Artie show, folks. Final segment coming up.
Limelight by Rush.
We'll talk about whatever we want. That's the beauty of this show. 800-546-7663 if you want to join in.
Two guys who have not yet been mathematically eliminated, but it's early. It's Nick DiPaolo and Artie Lang, the Nick and Artie Show.
Hello, folks. Final segment.
Yeah.
A ruckus show tonight. A real Donnybrook, a real beauty.
Donnybrook, middle of the ice. Gloves down, sticks down. Pavlovich on Bossy, Bossy on Trache. Trache, score, no save, Resch.
Speaking of Chico Resch, Ashton Kutcher's in the news.
I love that you knew it was Chico Resch. Ashton Kutcher, yeah. This broad in this Ashton Kutcher story.
Say broad again.
This broad is just like, oh, it's so
Sarah Leal.
Sarah Leal. Yeah.
It's almost like Sarah Lee, only she's dirty. Yeah, and the new Us Weekly, the 22-year-old San Diego-based administrative assistant is what she is.
Oh, that's good.
That's right. She's getting coffee for her secretary. She
sounds like a bright young woman.
Breaks her silence about the fateful early morning. They make it sound like a shooting.
Breaks her silence.
What is she, Rambo up in the woods? Break radio silence.
Yeah, like she was like we're waiting to hear from her, like who was deep throating the Watergate scandal.
It happened at San Diego's Hard Rock Hotel.
Yeah,
nothing good happens after midnight at the Hard Rock.
I've had a few good things happen.
Ask Ann and Nicole.
Ask John Entwistle.
He just came up and kissed me. The Texas native. Again, she looks like she's from Texas too. I mean, it's the Texas native tells us of Kutcher's first bold move in the wee hours. Minutes later, Leal, Kutcher, and another young woman were completely nude and in a hot tub on the balcony. Wow. That's dangerous. You could slip and fall and hurt yourself.
Listen to the life this guy's leading.
Unbelievable. Huh?
Hit Leal and another girl.
Yeah.
And him.
And they're all nude.
Yeah.
Wrong generation. I'm boy, I should have been born in 1989. I couldn't get a girl in a hot tub. When I was in my 20s, I had to get her in a chokehold in a figure eight. I had to get a girl in a hot tub in my generation. Ever see the old clip when Johnny Carson grabs Don Rickles and throws him into the water?
Yeah.
That's how I had to do it.
Really, I use chloroform.
And then they drown. Then you get a real mess on your head. She goes, I didn't think it was out of the ordinary. This is what I'm talking about. It's not for them. Not to sound like I'm Buddy Epstein. I wasn't self-conscious about getting naked. Oh, my God. Yeah. When Kutcher claimed that he was separated from his wife more, Leal tells us she believed him.
Oh.
like she was going to go, oh, I don't believe, I'm going to put my clothes back
How
on.
dare you, Ashton?
After retreating to Kutcher's bedroom past 6 a.m., he lost his towel, and this is her, and I took off my robe. And when we had sex, he was good. Well, what are you, the expert? We'll make you an authority. Take the baby out of the room. He stinks.
He was good.
He was good.
Poor Ashton. He couldn't have gotten a grade out of this broad?
I know.
Just good?
He was good. 6 a.m. and he's still up.
Yeah.
That's what they don't get. You know? It wasn't weird or perverted. It also wasn't 100% safe either. Of course not. You're on a slippery surface on a balcony.
Right.
Leal tells us that Kutcher did not wear a condom during the. Now, what does she get out of mentioning all this?
She gets what every disgusting moron
shallow
in this country wants these days. Attention. That's it. Something to tweet to her stupid friends who are probably all just waiting to hear about the latest chick friend of theirs who dyed their hair to a certain color on Facebook. She gets to say
it's an update.
She gets to be famous. She wants to be famous. She wants to be known.
But I'm saying she could have got famous just with the first couple paragraphs. She has to go into he didn't wear a condom.
Well, she's got to give a good interview. I mean,
The post-coital talk was a little unexpected, she confesses. I'm sure she used that term, too, coital.
It was a bit unexpected. What is she used to? A guy just running out?
That's exactly right. The duo talked astrology. They're both Aquarius.
No.
So am I. Maybe I should have been there.
The duo talked astrology.
Yeah, can you imagine the level of that conversation?
I would love that's the only tape that I might like more than Harry Caray if we had it.
I told him I was a Lutheran from Texas. He said, "Oh my gosh, are you a Republican?"
Oh.
See, they can't let it go. The Hollywood libs. Even at 6 a.m, he's banging 2 chicks. He's got to bring. That's offensive to him, with no rubber on. Yeah, chooch.
I'm a Lutheran. I guess church really helped her out. Well, okay. I guess you're separated. Lose the towel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Democratic-leaning Kutcher quizzed her on up-and-coming candidates. She said, I said Rick Perry.
Shut up.
And honest to God, he asked if I'd vote for him. And I said I didn't know, and he laughed. He laughed at pretty much everything I said. That's a quote from her.
Yeah. She must be funny. There's nothing worse than having a fake laugh at a hot chick. It's horrible.
But, Artie, it wasn't all 20 questions between the lovers. According to Leal, after having sex for a second time, oh, boy, the good old days, huh?
Yeah.
And arguing over Leal's cell phone.
I don't get that.
They ended by arguing over Leal's cell phone. The hell? Why would they?
I mean, I don't understand the... And Us Weekly usually does great reporting.
Kutcher's going, that's a droid.
Yeah.
Droid. No, it's not. It's a Verizon.
I'll sum up the whole article. Just look at the ages. Demi Moore's 48. This girl's 22.
Right.
End of story.
What's Kutcher?
Happy.
Good answer. Good answer.
I mean, come on. Ashton Kutcher married Demi Moore, in my opinion. It's a career move, man.
Well, she wasn't
he got pig. But he got 1,000,000 times more famous for marrying Demi Moore.
So did Tom Arnold.
When
he pulled that move. Not quite the same analogy.
I know. How come Roseanne Barr... how come she doesn't look like Tom Arnold's next 3 wives? I thought that was his type.
Exactly.
It's just annoying that this chick is getting what she wants, attention, and poor Ashton. And
But it's the men who we're supposedly shallow and only want one thing. That's what makes me laugh. We're labeled as the shallow, dumb pigs, and to me, at least it's when we do it, it's biological. This is learned behavior, going after guys with money. That's my opinion.
We're not shallow. Listen, political talk.
All right, folks, that's it for tonight. The Nick and Artie Show, same time tomorrow, whatever that is, wherever you're living.